No,
No,
ma'am, no, I think that.
this is first class. Our
My God, already tech class.
Your class. I'm in your class, madam. I am attending your class, first class.
Okay, you didn't come to offline classes also.
No, madam.
Okay, last week those who have attended, anyone is here now? Hello.
Guys, please respond to the madam. She's asking something. Please, those who have attended,
If you
kindly.
are keeping quiet means it is lost for you because they have framed the time. We can't go ahead like this. When you are responding fast, I could able to tell more. Last class, what we have seen about the atmosphere. Okay, remember the people, those who have attended in last class, please respond to me. And also I have explained about air pollution sources, air pollutant, about that also we have seen. And out of it, we have seen about what is atmosphere, what is atmospheric permanent gases, variable gases, how the variable gases are responsible for air pollution. And also we have seen about this variable gases trend, how is it changing, and how it affects the environment, and how it is important to the source. That also we have seen in the last class. Now we are going to see about the structure of atmosphere based on the temperature variation. Actually, when we are thinking about environmental pollution, there are many things.
Yes, ma'am, continue, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, in this particular class, we are going to see how an atmospheric structure is varying based on the temperature. Okay. There are two differences. One is the composition of the atmosphere is varied vertically when the height is increases. Typically, there are two layers they are telling. One is homosphere and another one is heterosphere. Homosphere means it is about 0 to 80 kilometer from the ground or from the surface, and there are permanent components are available, and they are generally uniform in concentration and composition. Yes, tell me.
Sharing slides, madam?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting ready because I have small problem with my system.
Okay.
Whatever that's what I'm getting, I'll send. Yeah, I'm getting, I will send you. Otherwise, 2 minutes, if you people can wait means I can, yeah.
Okay, madam, no problem, continue.
Yeah, I have opened. Now I will send WhatsApp to someone. Any one of you, can you give me the number? I will forward to the WhatsApp number.
Yeah, ma'am, you can take down my number, ma'am.
Yeah, please tell me, sir.
9966
9966
17 4248
4248.
Yes, ma'am. 9966 4248. Anybody
Okay,
needs it now in the group, just text me on my WhatsApp number. I will forward you the slides. Huh?
Yes, you can, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The thing is, when the temperature is varied means, we can see temperature is directly proportional to the pressure. People can easily understand. Then if the pressure is varies means there will be a flow of gases from one place to another place due to the density difference. But in a homosphere layer, that is about 0 to 80 kilometers from the surface of the ground, anyhow, the component composition and concentration are uniform. At the same time, if you are thinking about that heterosphere, that is above 80 kilometers from the ground surface, that the heavier gases started deplete with the height, and the lighter gas component occur very higher. So those gases are include molecular hydrogen, atomic hydrogen, oxygen, helium atoms, and hydrogen atom. So we can understand that the atomic molecule, whatever it may be the thing, if it is in atomic level means that will not be permanent. It will be changing. So in heterosphere range, it has started changing continuously. That is the reason in heterosphere, the composition and the concentration of the gases are started depleting or changing, and due to that there is a variation of climate. And another one is important thing.
Also is in the heterosphere, right? Ozone.
What's that? What's that?
Ozone.
Ozone?
Ozone is also in the heterosphere.
0 to 80 kilometers. Approximately, we can say it is not in heterosphere. Just above the heterosphere is started.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Sorry, just below the heterosphere is started, because 0 to 80 kilometers is homosphere, 80 and above is heterosphere. This stratospheric ozone is available only in stratospheric layer. Stratospheric layer is between 10 and 50 kilometers.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Understand? There only ozone layer is occurring. In last class, we have discussed little about ozone, because that is one of the variable gases which is responsible for this, which is protecting the ultraviolet radiation. How it is varies, where it is varies, and from the way we are getting as a pollutant, where it is lying, there it has become a good material for us to protect from the ultraviolet radiation. Actually, the ozone is a useful gas. In last class, I have told that useful gas is wherever it is lying, based on that whether it is useful friendly gas or it is a anemic pollutant gas, it is varied. Now I would like to say, in this particular aspect, if the ozone gases is available in stratosphere, that is between 10 to 50 kilometers away above from the ground surface, there it is useful gas, because which protect as the entire Earth atmosphere from the severe or poisonous ultraviolet radiation. The ozone is lying like a layer in stratosphere layer, which filters this unwanted radiation, and only it sends the useful radiation to us. So when it is doing that much good service to us, it is called as a useful gas. When it is lying somewhere else just above the ground surface, that is called poisonous gas. That is, gases are released from industries, somewhere from the coolant, wherever people are using. Ozone is a very good coolant refrigerant agent. Sir, I sent to the PPT. Kindly share, please. Hello?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll do that.
Okay, fine. When you do that, then only I can start to explain. Before that, I'll couple of this. Then once I start, we'll go a little fast.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So it is something related to the ozone. Means ozone is not a poisonous gas. Ozone is not a pollutant. Ozone is not a bad gas. It is really a friendly gas for the human being. Then when it is lying in the stratospheric layer, wherever it is protecting from the ultraviolet radiation, which is called useful gases. But at the same time, when it is lying in the Earth's surface, which is because of some of the gases released from the industry, that is CFC, some of the gases, and also from the automobile releases in the form of oxides of nitrogen. When the reaction is going on in the atmosphere, the photochemical reaction, which makes sometimes ozone, which depletes sometimes ozone, which causes or which create n number of secondary pollutant, then it is a poisonous gas and pollutant. So ozone, it is not at all a poisonous material, as it is created by God. It is giving a usefulness to the living things and the non-living things in the Earth atmosphere. Understand? Okay, now we will go through the structure of atmosphere. Sir, can you share it? Shall I go? Go ahead. Okay, structure of atmosphere. And again, it is being classified or identified by the variation of temperature as in the 4 different layers. The first layer, it is called troposphere, and the second layer, it is called stratosphere, and the third layer is called mesosphere, and the fourth layer, it is called thermosphere or ionosphere. It depends upon different authors are mentioned in different way. The first layer, that is troposphere, that is lying from 0 to 10 kilometers. So that first layer is called troposphere. Here, what is happening? The temperature started decrease with the height. Do you have any idea when the height is increasing from the ground surface to up, the temperature will decrease or increase?
The temperature will decrease, madam.
Throughout the height it will decrease, or throughout the height it will increase?
No, ma'am. There is some point at where again the temperature will start rising.
Okay. Any other answer?
I think decreases, madam, because of humidity or moisture content in the our layer. Above the level, ozone decreases.
Okay. Any other answer? Yeah, you people please come out. I will give you correct explanation. You little come out. Then only I can think that you people are thinking about it. Now, I myself told that in a troposphere layer, when the height is increases, temperature started decreases. Because people are hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay, it started decreasing due to adiabatic cooling. Why? What is happening? Adiabatic cooling means what, you know? Anyone can say?
No, ma'am.
Actually, adiabatic means there will be a heat changes, but there is temperature changes. There will not be any heat transfer occurs. Temperature changes will be there. Temperature will not be remains constant. There will be temperature changes, but wherever the temperature changes are there, from that we can understand there is a heat transfer, isn't it? The heat is transferred from one place to another place, from hot medium to cold medium, or cold medium to hot medium, whatever it may be. When it happens, then there is an increase or decrease of temperature. Is it a normal universal process, isn't it?
Yes.
But here what is happening? There is no heat transfer at all, but the temperature changes occurring, which leads to adiabatic cooling in the region. So the height is increases in a troposphere. The temperature started decrease due to that. The rate of decrease of temperature is in the range of 6.5 degrees centigrade per kilometer. For each kilometer, around 6.5 degrees centigrade is started decreasing due to adiabatic cooling in this particular region. And when wherever that heat transfer occurs, there must be a mixing. There must be a movement of something. Otherwise, there will not be any heat transfer. Nothing will be happening. According to the universal gas law, PV equal to nRT, any mixing, any changes occur, then only there will be a exchange of heat, and there will be a movement or exchange of masses will take place. If it is there in the atmosphere, if there is water molecule, then there will be a heat transfer will occur due to the latent heat. In last class, I have explained about what is the importance of water vapor in atmosphere. Without any water vapor, there will not be any living things, because there will not be any rain. There will not be any heat distribution in the atmosphere. So if you through the latent heat, heat transformation, if it is not there, means there will not be any heat exchanges, then there will not be any atmospheric mass. But in this particular region, all the atmospheric molecules are available, which contain around 80% of the atmospheric mass. And almost all the water molecules are available in this particular vapor. So due to that, strong vertical mixing is occurring in this particular region. And this is called the weather layer in the atmosphere. You people are seeing that slides? Sir, are you doing that slide show? Hello? All of you are looking at that?
Yes, madam. I am not seeing, madam. I think he is working on it.
Okay, fine. That's what slowly I'm going. So this is called a troposphere layer. The next one is tropopause. Then you hear me clearly. So the person, you please ask him that how long he takes. Let us wait, or we will go ahead.
Better to continue, madam.
Okay, fine. And the next one is stratopause. Stratopause means which is nothing but this is the very coldest region in the atmosphere. This is the boundary between the troposphere and the stratosphere. First one is troposphere. Next to troposphere, stratosphere is available. In between these two layers, it is called tropopause. The tropopause is the very cold region. It is the first cold trop in the atmosphere. Coldest region also is available in the atmosphere, that we will discuss later. So this tropopause, which indicates that the coldest place in the atmosphere, which means that there is a heat transfer is happening because of the presence of water molecule in the atmosphere. If change water molecules is presented means we can understand that the atmospheric mass is there. If atmospheric mass is there means there is a mixing of gases are taking place. If it is taking like that, means the living things can be used to those things. So that layer will be useful for the living things. We can assume from all these parameters. Next one is stratosphere. The stratosphere is about 10 to 50 kilometers is called a stratosphere. Here what is happening? The temperature started increases with the height. The first is troposphere, what I said, when the height is increased, the temperature started decreases, I said. Could you remember? At the rate of 6.5 degree per kilometer. That is in troposphere. In stratosphere, when the height increases, again the temperature started increasing. Only because the reason behind that, in this particular layer, ozone is presented. This layer is called ozone layer, either stratospheric layer or ozone layer. Why the temperature increases? This particular ozone layer, which absorbs the UV radiation which comes out of sun, that radiation is increased, which gives a lot of heat. That the heat is folded by ozone layer. Due to that reason, this particular layer temperature started increases. And here also temperature inversion is taking place. This is something very stable layer. And again, due to this high temperature, it is the vertical mixing started decreases. So it is not supported for the living things in that particular region. Okay, the next one is stratopause. Stratopause, which is nothing but it is a boundary between the atmosphere and the mesosphere, and which is the upper end of temperature conversion. And here in this particular region, the temperature started increases, and next to this region, then almost totally adiabatic cooling is taking place. The temperature again started decreases with the height. That layer is called mesosphere. The mesosphere height is between 50 to 90 kilometers height. As I told you that the temperature started decreases with increasing in the height in this particular layer. This is the coldest part of the atmosphere here, and extremely very cold, that is called mesopause. That is second cold trap in the atmosphere, which is the boundary between mesosphere and the thermosphere. Here also temperature inversion is taking place. This is very important layer, which is also something besides the weather layer, something like troposphere. And the last one is thermosphere. This is the hottest layer. There is no upper limit for this layer. Above 90 kilometer to endless height is called the thermosphere. Here, the strong temperature increases with the height is taking place. Strong temperature inversion is taking place due to the absorption of UV radiation by the molecular oxygen and the nitrogen, which is really presented in this particular layer. It is extremely very thin layer, and the temperature is very, very high. Due to that high temperature, there will not be any atmospheric mass or energy. And if it is there also, the energy content is very, very low. There is no defined upper limit above 90 kilometer to endless. That is called thermosphere or ionosphere. In this ionosphere, there is no living things at all. Have you got my point? This is about the structure of atmosphere. Did you get my point? If you okay. He started sharing the slides. Sir, he started sharing the slides.
Not who are in the group, but in the
sir, next time I will do like this. I will send to the group. You people will see. That will be better. Can I do right now like this?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
1 second, so please. 2 minutes, please wait. I will do like that.
The slides are very good, ma'am. I've gone through it.
Okay. So already I sent. You people please open up and see. Hello, I shared in the group. Please open and see.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Once you see me, please let me know. If you want to have some more explanation about the temperature structure or not, you please tell me. I will tell you again. Got it?
Yes,
Madam, I think I'm not in that group. Can you kindly add my number, madam?
I think I can't add because administrator only can add, no?
Yes, ma'am.
You ask some of your friends to follow. Otherwise, give me your number. I will forward to you. Give me your number.
Yeah, ma'am. Just now I sent you my number. You send me the flight first.
9966. Sir, 9966174248. What did you say? That number only? Hello.
No, madam. Already someone shared the slide, madam.
Okay, fine. Actually, I only put it in the group. Somebody is not in the group means please tell me personally. I will send. Give me your number.
Madam, now the slides are visible. I am sharing myself.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is it visible?
So, shall we?
Yes, it's visual.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Go ahead, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one is definition of air pollution. So as I told you that the structure of atmosphere, how is it? Do people have any doubt means kindly ask me. Now I'll explain again. If you are okay means then we'll go to the next part. Definition of air pollution. Can you define, any one of you, can you define what is meant by air pollution? I've asked many people in the last class also. If you people can means it's okay, fine. We'll go a little fast. Time is going up. You have any doubt on structure of atmosphere based on temperature?
No,
yes,
no,
means yes. No means okay. What is meant by air pollution? Tell me your own idea. What did you understand? Because in general, if you talk about environmental science or environment means everybody's mind, it hits only about the air pollution or water pollution or sometimes soil pollution or land pollution. So if that is the case, mean what is meant by pollution? What exact meaning of pollution?
It is a deviation from the exact water. It is a deviation from the present status.
Okay, fine. Deviation from its quality, we can say, okay, fine. Anybody else?
Harmful substance.
Yeah, which harms the people. Then? Anything else?
The chemical substance react with one another and to produce harm to the environmental or living creatures, madam.
Okay, fine. Okay, the thing is overall definition of about pollution means the things which entered into the atmosphere, which make something different or harmful to the living and non-living things, that is called pollution. If the same thing is happening in the air, means that is called air pollution. If it is happening for water, means that is called water pollution. If it is happening for land, means that is land pollution. The same thing will happening in terms of sound, means that people are said that is noise pollution. In air pollution, they have defined in many ways. Different people have defined in a different way. WHO people define one way, Central Pollution Control will define another way, State Pollution Control will define in one another way. So some NGO, these people, that will, many people have defined in many ways. But the general definition is the imbalance in air quality of air, so which causes the adverse effect or harmful effect to any living organism existing on the earth surface is called air pollution. Yeah, WHO, that is World Health Organization, defines air pollution, which is nothing but a limited situation in which the outer ambient atmosphere contains the material in concentration which are all harmful to man and his environment, that is called air pollution. And air pollution is broadly, very generally people have defined, that is the presence of or presence in the outdoor atmosphere of one or more contaminant or any substances that is called foreign material, that is in the form of fumes, dust, gases, mist, grit, odor, smoke, smog or vapor in considerable quantities of duration, which is injurious to the human, animal or plant life, or which unreasonably interferes with comfortness in the atmosphere for life and property, that is called air pollution. And some people generally, it is technical way or scientific way, it is being defined in the form of disequilibrium condition of air, which is caused by introduction of some unwanted material that is called foreign elements from the natural and man-made sources into the air or atmosphere, and which becomes injurious to the entire ecological system, that is called pollution. So different people have defined in a different way. But the air pollutant is being classified in terms of its activity or the effect on atmosphere. There are two different main classification of pollutant. One is primary pollutant, another one is secondary pollutant. Primary pollutant means what? In the clean air in the troposphere, which moves across the Earth's surface, because of that movement only we are able to living in the atmosphere, which collects that clean, dry air collects the product of both natural events, that is a dust storm, volcanic eruption, even magma, many process, and human activities such as emissions from the transportation, fuel combustion, industrial operation, power plant, solid waste disposal, and many other human activities which are all releases into the atmosphere. The pollutant which are all directly released from the source is called primary pollutant. This primary pollutant will be reacting with the entire atmospheric component, or it is which is existing in the atmospheric component like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water molecule, oxygen, many things, whatever it is existed in the atmosphere, or the primary pollutant react with another primary product, primary pollutant, which makes the secondary product. It is happening in the atmosphere by photochemical reaction or some other chemical reaction. Then the secondary pollutant, the product which is formed by this reaction is called secondary pollutant. Understand? The pollutant which are directly released from the source is called primary pollutant. The primary pollutants are reacting with each other, or it is reacting with the atmospheric component, which makes the third product. That product is called secondary pollutant. Now you answer to me, primary pollutant are very active or secondary pollutant are very active? Which one is highly polluted?
Secondary, madam.
Second, why? Your answer is correct. Why?
Because they react with each other and produce a new variant or new molecule or new compound.
From the source which gives another one, it will be doubler than the source material, isn't it? Very good. So secondary pollutants are always more dangerous than secondary pollutant. So whatever the pollutant are released are formed in the atmosphere stratospheric layer due to the photochemical or chemical reaction, whatever it may be the product, those are all very, very, very dangerous poisonous chemical. Like ozone, that is formed ozone, not existing ozone, peroxyacetyl nitrate, some of the hydrocarbons like formaldehyde, acetone, some aromatic compounds also. Those even some of the acidic compound like sulfuric acid and nitric acid, those are all formed by secondary pollutant only by photochemical and chemical reaction which are taking place in the atmosphere by the atmospheric component as well as the primary pollutant. So those are all very, very, very poisonous chemicals. Those poisonous chemicals will affect the entire atmospheric system very severely, which is rarely or it's very difficult to get back. Like that kind of impact which is giving into the atmosphere. Okay. So pollutants are also classified based on the categories. Those are all. The gaseous pollutants are particulate pollutant, aerosol pollutant, pesticides, metallic contaminant, carcinogenic pollutant, radioactive pollutant, and biological contaminant. These gaseous pollutants include oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, carbon monoxide and dioxide, hydrocarbons, etc. The various emission sources of air pollutant can be classified into natural sources and man-made sources. What are the natural sources or natural processes are responsible for this air pollutant? Can you, any one of you can tell? Man-made sources, immediately people can answer that I know. What are the main natural sources? Little fast, we'll go little fast.
Alkanos.
Alkanize, then? Think fast, little faster. Forest fires. Vegetative decays. Then pollen grains and flowers, the soil debris, fungal spores, photochemical reaction, whatever I said now, and natural organic and inorganic decays which is taking place in the soil, and natural gases, spray from the ozones, sulfur springs. These are all the natural resources or sources or process responsible for this air pollutant. What are the man-made sources? Come little fast. Man-made sources, what are the sources?
Deforestation.
Deforestation. Good.
Soil erosion. Soil erosion.
I'm not getting.
Soil
I couldn't.
Industrial activities. Industrial activities.
All industrial activities, excellent. Then.
Of fossil fuels, burning of fossil fuels.
Yes, burning of fossil fuels. Industrial activities, both are same.
Urbanization.
Urbanization, okay, good.
Large consumption of fuel.
Okay, I'll tell you. Burning of all organic and inorganic fuels. Whatever you said, industrialization, urbanization, domestic activities. Very important thing is vehicular emission or automobiles emissions, agriculture activities, aircraft, nuclear test, incineration process, power generation process is major responsible for air pollution, mining, metallurgy, and the refrigeration process, and some of the water treatment plants also emit some of the gases. So these are all the man-made process for responsible for this air pollutant. Natural sources produces considerable quantity of pollutant into the atmosphere that everybody knows, but anyhow, the emission and the absorption both together balance the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So there will not be accumulation of pollutant due to the natural sources. For example, the major pollutant what people are saying in the atmosphere is emission of carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere by burning of organic material, and it is taken into the ecosystem by the process of photosynthesis. The quantity of release, the quantity of absorption by the natural process are balanced. There is no net emission of carbon dioxide or existing of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So due to the natural process, whatever it may be happening, if it is higher or lower, whatever it may be, at the end, the quantity of pollutant accumulated in any area will be less. But through the man-made sources, the pollutant accumulated in the atmosphere is more and more that cannot be estimated. For example, through the industrial activities and the power generation process, the liberation of carbon dioxide is more. Carbon dioxide is more. That carbon dioxide day by day increasing in the atmosphere. Due to that only, now greenhouse effect and the global warming is formed. Because of this global warming, what happened, I have explained in the last class, that global temperature started increases. Because of global increasing of temperature, the polar ice started decreases. That is, the thickness of polar ice thickness has been decreased from 20 to 30 centimeters. So when it is happening like that, lower lying area is immersed in the sea. We do not know how many people have died and how much area is immersed in that. So these are all the overall effect of man-made source of pollutant released into the atmosphere. Only one component I said, carbon dioxide, how it reflects. Each and every component which affect the environment and the ecosystem severely. Okay, and the next one is how this pollutant, different pollutant. Actually, what are the pollutant? Can you explain to me? We are talking about the pollution and the man-made sources and natural sources. What are the pollutant? Like sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, that is nitrogen dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen cyanide, ammonia, lead, and the carbonyl kernel, ozone, arsenes, aldehydes, suspended particles. These are all the pollutants released from both man-made and natural sources. So each and every pollutant have their own characteristics. For example, if you take sulfur dioxide, the sulfur dioxide is something like a colorless gas, which is produced by the process of combustion of oil, coal, and some of them from the industrial process. And nitrogen dioxide is a brownish orange gas, which is produced by the combustion at a major industrial location and other motor vehicles. Hydrogen sulfide is a pollutant that is released from the oil refineries and some of the chemical refinery industries, and the bituminous coal, that is the coal-based material. And the next one is carbon monoxide. It is a major pollutant, which is very poisonous chemical that is released from the burning of any organic material like coal, oil, natural gas, whatever it may be, and some of the automobile exhaust also, which contain wherever the incomplete combustion is taking place, there the release of carbon monoxide is taking place. Next one is hydrogen cyanide. This is the gas especially from the furnace industry, and wherever people are using the furnace, there the release of hydrogen cyanide is there. Some chemical manufacturing and metal plating and fumigation process are releasing this hydrogen cyanide. Ammonia mainly used in fertilizer industries. We are all making that explosives industries also, people are using ammonia. Dye making and lactose also are using this ammonia. From there, the release of ammonia is there. Ammonia is a poisonous gas which affects the very sensitive part of human being, like nose and eyes, like that area. Lead which is nothing but a heavy metal, very small in particles which are emitted from the motor vehicles. Because now people are selling this unleaded petrol. Have you seen? I'm asking the question. Hello?
Sorry, madam.
Now, what is meant by lead and unleaded petrol? In a petrol bunk, people have written unleaded petrols are available. What does it mean by unleaded petrol?
No idea.
No idea.
Unleaded petrol means they have removed lead during the refining process, ma'am.
Okay, why they have added lead? How they are removing? From where the lead is coming?
Ma'am, it is in the crude oil itself. When they remove the crude from the Earth's surface, all these impurities will be there. Okay. And during the refining process, these things go through the molecular sieves, where all these things like lead, mercury, sulfur, all these things will be removed. And lead is a little bit difficult to remove.
Okay, good. Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, continue, ma'am.
Yes. Actually, what you are in the refinery process, it will be removed. You say it is coming along with the crude oil, you are telling. Of course, to some extent, your answer is correct. I agree with you. Some of the lead, which is whatever you said, the lead which is incorporated with the product or of crude oil, that is in the form of structured product. It is very difficult to remove. Okay, that is not the source for lead pollution from the motor vehicle. Actually, what happened, the crude oil, when the people are doing distillation or refinery process, they are collecting in that trimethyl ether lead or tetramethyl ether lead. They are adding extra into the petrol as it is for the process. Why they are using that? That is, they are using anti-knocking agent. You got my point?
Yeah, ma'am. I got your point.
Actually, they are using tetraethyl lead or trimethyl lead as an anti-knocking agent. People are adding into the vehicle. If it is not there, which knock the fuel pipe, then people cannot run the vehicle for quite a long time because it is totally blocked. To avoid that only, the lead component they have added purposely into the fuel which give the anti-knocking property to the fuel into the engine. Nowadays, what is happening due to the engine development, there is no need of this dimethylate or tetramethylate to make it as a anti-knocking process. So this unleaded petrol people are using nowadays, that petrol only is called unleaded petrol. You got the point? It's very, very important point as in the former central knowledge. So, but anyhow, if they are removing adding of this, so 1 minute, please be online.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Hello. கருப்பு கலர்ல இருக்கா? எல்லாத்தையுமே எடுத்துட்டு வந்துருங்க. எல்லாத்தையுமே எடுத்துட்டு வந்துருங்க. கிரீன் ரெண்டுமே எடுத்துட்டு வந்துருங்க. அவ்வளவுதான், 2 எடுத்துட்டு வந்துருங்க. எடுத்துட்டு வந்துருங்க 2. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Yes. The thing is, I have some signal issue. Sorry to say.
No problem.
What happened? No Nowadays, the anti-knocking, no need of adding of this anti-knocking agent into the petrol because the designing of engine have been modified totally. Without adding of that also, the engine runs nicely. That's what the people are selling of unleaded petrol. Okay, unleaded petrol which means that they are not adding trimethyl ethylate or tetraethylate, but whatever the lead which comes from the structured form of petroleum or diesel cannot be removed. That comes out when the fuel is burning, that comes out into the atmosphere as in the form of molecular lead. That lead is, I told you, wherever the pollution is, there is severe activity which affects on the plant and animal, severely including human beings. Got my point now? If people cannot understand means, please tell me. Whatever I explain now, that is very important.
Yes, ma'am. I got your point, ma'am. Okay. The engines have been modified. The engines have been modified. Go ahead next. Yes, ma'am. We can go ahead.
Yes. No need. Okay. What's the next? Ozone, which is a colorless gas and which is formed from the reaction or emission from the motor vehicle and the sunlight. That is, I told you that the photochemical reaction which is taking place in the atmosphere, which forms, actually smog is a secondary pollutant. The secondary pollutant which contain many secondary pollutant, a group of secondary pollutant, that is sulfuric acid, formaldehyde, peroxyacetyl nitrate, that is collectively that is called as PAN, even smog which is contained this ozone. These are all secondary pollutants which are lying in the atmosphere. One now among them is ozone, which is formed in the atmosphere by photochemical reaction. Okay. As it is existing in the stratosphere, that you don't think about that, that is useful gas. Again, repeatedly I am telling you. Whenever, wherever man-made or other process is forming means that is poison. Already what is existing in the atmosphere, the creation of God, that is useful. Next one is carbonyl chloride. Carbonyl chloride, which is released in the chemical and dye-making industries. Aldehydes are also very important pollutant. That, as I told you, that in the photochemical reaction existing or taking place in the atmosphere is also forming formaldehyde. Along with that, some thermal decomposition process or oil, fats and glycerols, those are also making this process problem. Arsenics, which are all released into the atmosphere from the metal or acidic containing arsenic soldering process, which release this arsenic. The arsenic releases into the atmosphere may be less if it is very less quantities available in the atmosphere also, which makes huge changes in the physiology. Next very important thing, which worldwide existing everywhere, that is suspended particle, that is the form of ash, soot, smoke, etc. That is solid or liquid particles, which are all produced by the process of combustion and other industrial process taking place in the major industries, that is steel making industry, power plants, chemical plants, and incineration process, which emits this particle, which emitted into the atmosphere, which only makes that major ecological changes in the atmosphere. So these are all about the pollutant. And again, these people have classified about the anthropogenic air pollutant sources in your book. About that, here and there I have explained, but if you want me to explain again means I will give you overall view. That is source process, what type of process, what kind of industries are making pollutant into the process, and what are the pollutant are released from each and every industry they have explained. Actually, due to 4 or 5 major type only responsible for this industry, atmospheric pollution. That is, one is from major combustion process, and the next one is roasting and heating process. Third one is food and agricultural industrial process, and fourth one is chemicals, petroleum, pulp and paper industrial process. These 4 different source type, which involve different process. From the different process which emits a different kind of pollutant. The pollutant in the form of gaseous pollutant, that is sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, carbon monoxide, smog, fly ash, particulate matter, dust, metal fumes, oxides, some of the metal oxides, and the mineral and organic particulates, some of the vapor, odor, dust, some organic fumes. These are all the type of pollutant are released from the 4 mentioned 4 types of sources by the different process, like whatever I said, those processes are responsible. These processes are taking place in power plant, industrial boilers, diesel generators, municipal or industrial incineration process, metal industries, motor vehicle, aircraft, roasting, smelting and refining operations, metal handling process, furnace process, crushed drying and preserving process, packing process, pest and weed control making process, reuse burning. These are all the different type of process are taking place in that source which emits that different type of pollutant, whatever I have mentioned. So these each and every pollutant are having different form. That form is again is being classified based on that size of the particle and the nature of the particle. That is called physiochemical characteristics of this gaseous pollutant. So this gaseous pollutant again is being classified into particulate pollutant, sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrocarbons, ammonia, organic lead, hydrogen sulfide, fluorides, and radon. About each and every pollutant now we will see. Particulate matter. Particulate matter means which is nothing but it is a airborne small solid and liquid particles or droplets which are commonly called everywhere, that is called particulates. I think you people may aware of it now. If you buy any water cooler, if you buy any AC, even if you buy any water filter, people are saying that this has a filter which removes 0.2, 0.5 micro particulate ppm particles. Also, it will be filtered it off. Like that, people are telling nowadays. Have you heard about it? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we have heard about it. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, what did I ask you? When you are buying.
When we are buying water
why they are telling
water
like that?
cooler, they say
What
that
is the
they will
reason
remove
behind
particulate
that?
matter up to 0.05. Some degree of particulate, suspended particles they will remove. Hello?
Okay, is it true? Is it true?
That we cannot make out, man. We need to trust them. They just simply say in their advertisements.
Okay, well, that to some extent that is correct only. Because the point I wanted to say that they are telling that 10 ppm, 5 ppm particulate matter or SPM can be removed, like that only they are telling, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I will tell you different size of particle, what it can be removed, what it cannot be removed, I'll tell you. So first one is particulate matter. I said they are airborne small solid or liquid droplets are called particulates. Actually, when these particles are present excess in the atmosphere, which makes very serious threat to the living things in that area. The reason behind that, this small particle which lying for few seconds to several months in the atmosphere. So when it existing in the atmosphere for this much long time, which will react with the atmospheric component and other component, and which makes the n number of chemical reaction. At last, the environmental start end with what? Smog. I said very simply smog, S-M-O-G smog. Because of the smog, in 20th century itself, 2 lakhs and more people have died in some places in the world. If I will explain in detail about that, The effect of air pollution which kills the people throughout the world per day, which will be less than the number of people died by corona per day. Are you agree with me? People are there or not?
Yes, madam. Quite difficult, madam.
Quite difficult, you can't agree. But what I am saying is 100% correct. Okay, statistically I am telling. The reason behind why they have given this much importance to the corona. I am telling the number of person died or die per day. It is by air pollution is more than the number of person died per day by corona in the world.
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with you because the death rate with corona is very less than 2%. But for people dying of respiratory diseases, that is more than 2%.
Excellent, correct only. 100% correct. But what this corona people are giving, they are giving this much awareness. Why they are not giving this much awareness to this air pollution?
Because this is commercial, no, madam. Because people only think about the profit.
Yes, excellent.
That is the purpose. They are not taking care of this pollution. Because if they think about it, they will not make any profit out of it.
Yes, excellent, correct only. So, what are you, sir? Are you working in any organization?
Yes, ma'am. I'm working in the oil and gas field as a HSC officer, senior HSC officer in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, fine. Thank you. That's what you are telling about the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you are from India or from there you are talking?
No, ma'am. Yesterday only I came here from Abu Dhabi.
Okay, fine. The reason what did you say is correct. Even then I am requesting you, you are knowing that because of this air pollution, the number of deaths can't be estimated when compared to the corona death. We can say rate of death, but people are giving thousands or million in importance to the corona, but not even 1% importance to this air pollution. The reason behind that, everyone, the people, those who are creating that pollutant are giving importance to the profit only, not to the problem, or especially to the environmental problem. This issue everyone should create, because if you people are in the responsible department, the people are in decision making department, or people are a part of government organization, the people, those who are listening my word, this is my humble request to make this point in your department, to give take responsibility to reduce the concentration of atmospheric pollutants which are all emitted into the atmosphere. Okay, this is the reason. This is the reason I am requesting you all that please take necessary action. Why they are giving that much importance to the corona? The spreading rate is faster than whatever the things is happening by the air pollution. If anybody is affected by this respiratory problem, more than 10-15 years, people will alive. After that only people will die, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Long-term effects.
On the long term, every day they are suffering. No one is bothering about it.
Yes, no one is bothering.
Yeah, but here what I would like to say, once it affected, it cannot be rectified. Even corona people, those who have affected by corona, being rectified, many people, isn't it? Around 70%.
Even I recovered from it.
Okay. Do you have any side effects?
No, ma'am, nothing. I only had fever and body pains. After 3 days, it was gone.
Okay, but you just think about anyone is affected by respiratory diseases, so they have returned back?
Yeah, no, ma'am. Those who were suffering with respiratory, they were affected with corona. They died, ma'am. One of my aunt died.
That's all. Not only, sir. Some people are coming out. Many people are not coming out. The reason behind that, then they immediately they will say their lifestyle, their hygienicity, their food habit. Those are all maybe the responsible, but the real fact is different. So that's what I am requesting you all. Each and everyone supposed to be responsible for this particular issue. Why am I writing the exam, getting the mark, clearing the papers, and closing the course? It is not a matter. Really, we educated means we have to educate and we have to be educated. That is my request. You please try to follow, try to adapt. Wherever, whenever you people are getting the chance to explore about this, you please explore it. If you started tell this, yes, we know that because of that problem will come. Yes, we know that, but we can't do that. Then who can do? Everyone is saying that we can't do, means who can do? One or other person supposed to do, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So these are the people, those who are in responsible department, please take care of to reduce it. And another important thing is this life period of this particulate matter. I said it is few seconds into several months. The reaction or settling rate mainly depending upon the size of the particle, density of the particle, and the turbulence, how it is in the air. Particle can be inert also sometimes, and extremely reactive also sometimes. And the particle size is very, now you listen my point, the size is varied from 100 millimeter down to 0.1 millimeter and less. But the polar people, filter people, and AC people are selling that 5 ppm and 10 ppm. How now it is less than that. The inert material do not react readily with the environment, nor do they make any morphological or physiological change in the atmosphere, because they do not involve any combustion or any chemical reaction. But the people, the products which are chemically active, they are further oxidized and may react with the environment and make some changes in the atmosphere. So that is called pollutant. Understand now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, this is the problem of this particulate matter. In that particulate matter is very, 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 very severe pollutant. In that case, when we are doing some of that thing, wherever the pollutant is started coming, we supposed to reduce. Where we can reduce the suspended particle pollutant at the domestic level? Anyone can tell?
Ma'am, incinerators.
At home, you are using incinerator?
No, at home, you are not using it, ma'am.
Then what? That's what. Then I'm at the home level, I'm asking.
At the home level, we can use windscreens and nets and reduce emissions.
Then main thing, what is happening at home? What is the main process taking place at home?
Cooking.
How the people are cooking, that is very, very important, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next question. The next process, what else we are doing at home? Cooking, other than cooking? People are cooking, but how we are cooking, that is point, okay? That I will tell how.
Instead of wood, we can use natural gas.
Burning of woods.
How we are doing?
By gas, by wood, madam.
Burning of gases. Then major industry activities people nowadays taking, no, what are they? Sorry, okay, what is the major problem of this modernized world, especially the country like India, especially in Hyderabad? Mosquito. How people are controlling the mosquito?
By vaporizer, by smoke coils.
What are they?
Organic.
They will create suspended particle. They will create smoke.
Those are pollutant or not?
Yeah, they are pollutants. There are various types of poisonous gas in it, in minute quantity.
Okay. Actually, one more separate unit you have. I request you all to attend that class very importantly, especially all family people. I will ask you one question. Whatever I am speaking in the class, everything is related with the subject only. Whatever I am speaking, it directly or indirectly related with your exam point only. Yes, I may fill it out here and there, but your question will come. If you remember my talk, you can write the exam. One more separate unit you have, that is called indoor air pollution. Okay. Now I am asking one question. When compared to outdoor air pollution, indoor air pollution is severe, more severe or less severe? Little fast people interact, then we can learn more and more.
Less severe.
Less severe. Okay, the severity is less. Anybody else?
Yeah, we are following.
Huh? Anyone else?
More severe.
Okay, I myself will tell you. We are talking about, not only we, the globally people are talking about industrialization, urbanization, automobile industries, power generation, and whatever the 4 important sources we spoke, that is combustion, food and agriculture processes, chemical, petroleum, pulp and paper industrial process, roasting and heating process industry. Those sectors are responsible for the air pollution, we said. Okay, but as per the practical information, research, data, experience, and impacts on the human health, based on that, the indoor pollution, air pollution is severe than outdoor air pollution. Are you agree with me?
Yes, madam.
Okay, indoor air pollution only, the severity by basis, it is more than in the outdoor air pollution. The reason behind, anyone can explain what is the reason behind that? Little fast. Whatever I'm leading to think, it will be useful for your exams. Why we are telling that indoor air pollution severity is more than outdoor air pollution? Because in indoor air pollution, whatever the pollutant is released, compulsory the pollutant is released if human being is existing means in any building. When it is released in outdoor, we can say immediately it is solubilized in the atmospheric air. But in the house or in any building, that is a confined in structure, so it will not be diluted or mixed with the air. So it takes a little more time to get diluted. So before it getting diluted, it started giving impacts to the living and the non-living things in the indoor air pollution. First one. And the second one is the pollutant creating process which it takes place inside indoor is more than the outdoor. Especially whatever we said, cooking, and in modernized world, the mosquito problem is increased. For that, people are using liquidator and the solid particle, nowadays paper burning, and some of the fumes and some of the smoke people have started spreading in the area. Those are all organic waste, poison gases. Those gases are existing in the indoor side quite a long time. When we are inhaling it, continuously when we are inhaling, it started to affect each and every organ slowly. What I am saying, these are all golden words, but these are all true also. So not only from that, and people are using some facial powder, this soaps, this many things are used. All are organic product only. All organic things have started decomposing slowly or fastly, which start emits one or other thing. Then some of them will be stable, some of them will be unstable. Unstable product area started react with something else, which gives the problems to the atmosphere. One thing. And the next one more thing I would like to say, in the industrial process, whatever things are happening, at least minimum 10% care they are taking to release the pollutant from the industrial environment into the atmosphere. At a domestic level, people are not at all taking. Nowadays, because of this pollution, people are using some modernized kitchen. They are using some chimneys to increase the exhaust level to release the emissions from the house to the atmosphere. But earlier days, that also we do not have. So due to all these reasons, the indoor air pollution, even in some houses, people are smoking. That the smokes will be existing in the indoor only for quite a long time than outside. And whatever the puja items people are using, that also severely affected. So altogether, when we are comparing, even vegetables, fruits, whatever the spoiled thing, if you keep it in the house for quite a long time, it keep on goes for decomposition process. It releases some gases which is lying inside the house only. So one or other reason, everything when we are encountering, at last indoor air pollution severity is more than the outdoor air pollution. This is for your kind information. For that only I am telling, this particulate matter which releases into the atmosphere, some of them are inert in nature and some of them are very active. Those active material will start to react with the atmospheric component or other component, which undergoes or which creates many chemical reaction, which behaves like a catalytic center in the atmosphere. Catalytic center means catalysts which initiate the chemical reaction. which proceeds the reaction very fast. Like that, this particulate matter are behaving in the atmosphere to promote the chemical reaction in the atmosphere. So always remember that indoor air pollution is more than the outdoor air pollution due to our own activity at home, not by industrial urbanization or this extra X, Y, Z process. So what level you people can take responsibility, take level to reduce the pollutant at your level. Once any respiratory related diseases will come for anyone means that cannot be cured. You can prolong their life, but day by day, every day, the person has to suffer. Remain in mind, keep it in your mind, and do the needful at your home. And again, this particulate matter is being classified based on the size of the particle into dust, smoke, fumes, mist, fog, and aerosols. How they have classified, we'll see. That is, dust particle, which is nothing but the particle size of 1 to 200 millimeter, which belong to this category, and which is formed by the natural disintegration process of rocks and soil, or sometimes by mechanical process also they are taking for grinding and spraying that time, which is released into the atmosphere. They are removed from the atmosphere by gravity process, and sometimes they are following up an inertial process like a large settling velocity technique. So by following these process in industrial level, they can reduce the concentration of this dust particle in the atmosphere. At home level, it cannot be. When we are going out, we are removing the chapel, we are coming inside. How much dust particles are stick on our feet with the things, where it accumulates, we do not know. If it is small particle, if it is catalytically or chemically highly active particle means which initiate many reactions which undergoes inside the house that we cannot see by our eyes, which keep on going on. One or another day, something will happen. We can't understand why it is happening. So that is the problem of this kind of particulate matter. Next one is smoke. These are, whatever I'm saying, these are all the types of particulate matter. Smoke, which is a particle of size of 0.01 to 1 mm size, which constitute or which either in the form of liquid or solid, that is from the combustion process or any other chemical process taking place at home level or industrial process level. And the smoke have different colors. The color of smoke, which depends upon what kind of material people are using for the burning process, based on the color of smoke will be varied. The next one is fumes. This is solid particle of size 0.1 to 1 millimeter size, which normally released from the chemical and metallurgical process. And mist is very, very important. It is quite difficult to make it settle down. Liquid droplets generally smaller than 10 millimeter size, and which formed by the condensation process in the atmosphere. And these are all the particles or liquid droplets which are released from the industrial operation, and which is existing in the atmosphere in the form of liquid droplet. We can say white mist will form in the atmosphere. Those are all pollutant only, not useful product. Next one is fog. It is the mist in which the liquid is water and is sufficiently dense to obscure the vision of the atmosphere, that is called fog. In many hill station, if you go means during the starting of summer season, you can see this fog. Aerosols, the aerosol, which is nothing but airborne suspension either in the form of solid or liquid particle, are called aerosol. This particle size is varied from 1 to 10 millimeter size, and which has the measurable settling velocity. In industrial operation, it can be settled down by making use of settling process. But in normal atmospheric operation, either it is formed by automobile industry and other thing, nothing can be done. If it is existing means we have to suffer on it, no other thing. So these are all the types of this suspended particulate matter. So you people have to think at your home or in your environment, what are the suspended particles and other emissions are taking place at home, how to reduce your thinking and try to reduce it. Again, I'm saying once it affects the lungs means it cannot be recorded for anybody, either it is men or women or kids, whoever may be. So try to follow some of the measures and try to reduce the impact of air pollutant at a home level. Till now, did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
No one is okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'm going to jump into the next pollutant, sulfur dioxide. If you have any doubt, means you can ask me now.
No, ma'am, we can proceed.
Yeah, you people are now agree with the indoor pollutant, how it forms, where it forms, how to arrest. You have something in your mind to reduce. So instead of using this mosquito coil, repellent, liquidator, even paper burning or any fumes, try to use some of the mosquito net that will be reduces the risk of using this kind of chemical fumes.
Yes, ma'am. We can use mosquito net. We can use electric bats to kill mosquitoes. First of all, we should not allow them to breed in our place, ma'am. We should remove all water collected areas. If it is there, we can pour some oil over it.
That is correct.
We need to control the breeding of mosquitoes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Then secondary, these things we can do.
Actually, WHO people still, whether all people are aware of it or not, I do not know. WHO people are giving some support to stop breeding of mosquito, including in Hyderabad also. Area-wise, they have appointed somebody. They have to go street-wise. They have to advise to them there should not be any stagnant water here and there. Even for planting and domestic plantation, people are pouring water into the plant. That water will be stagnant for 1 or 2 days. That also breeds mosquito. Then outside water pump and washing, cleaning, and that also creates stagnation of water stagnation. Those stagnant water which promotes or supports the growth of or breeding of this mosquito. So the real impactness problem will come. One thing is mosquito control is giving some own problem. Existing of mosquito give another problem. Anyhow, the problem is doubler or tripler only. Only the reason is if we are not allowing to stagnant water in the living area, those things can be reduced to some extent. I'm correct or not? If people have any discrepancy, argue with me, no issue. Hello? No answer?
No, ma'am, continue.
Okay, fine, thank you. And the next pollutant is sulfur dioxide. So what is the source of sulfur dioxide? I said the class will be terminated by 3 o'clock automatically. If it terminates means if you want me to continue the same subject, I will continue. Otherwise, if you want me to continue the another subject, I will continue. It depends on you only.
Source of sulfur dioxide, volcanic eruptions, oil and gas refineries, where hydrogen sulfide, a higher poisonous gas is burned to give out sulfur dioxide.
Okay.
Then acid production plants.
The major sources. Whatever you said is correct.
Oil and gas refineries, ma'am, because I have seen it.
Oil and gas refinery is also a source. That is correct. I agree with you, but that is also one of the important source. I'm asking major source of sulfur dioxide. Whatever you said is correct only, sir. I'm not denying it. I'm appreciating you really. Anyone can answer. This is worldwide problem. What I am talking.
Vehicle emissions.
Automobile.
Automobiles.
Automobile emission.
Automobile emission. Okay. Automobile emission is also recent. Then. Very good only. You all are thinking and aware of many things. I really appreciate you all. This emission of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere became a very big issue, especially in country like India, China, not India, China. Anyone can answer? Hello? Anyone can answer? Huh?
Industrialization.
Industrialization, it is common term, correct only. Okay, I'll come to the point now. Actually, whatever the substances or material which contain more sulfur, When you are burning that on time, only this oxides of sulfur or sulfur dioxide emission is coming into the environment. Are you agree with me? So sulfur is a component of everywhere, but the coal is the major source. Coal burning is the major source for this sulfur emission. Wherever the coal burning is taking place, there the emission and concentration of sulfur dioxide is more. Wherever the sulfur dioxide emissions are there the formation of sulfuric acid component is also more. But the beauty of sulfur dioxide is, you please listen me carefully. This sulfur dioxide, once it is formed, means which is existing in the atmosphere for 2 to 4 days. During this 4 days time, which can transport at a distance of more than 1,000 kilometers from the source to anywhere before it is deposited on the earth surface. You got my point?
Yes,
if you are not,
yes.
Okay, that is the problem. The problem of this sulfur dioxide in Telangana, if there is no emission of sulfur dioxide, does not mean that we will not get the problem of sulfur dioxide pollution. If India is not releasing much sulfur dioxide, does not mean that India will not get sulfur dioxide emission problem, because it formed in China means it can be easily transported into India. If it is formed in Pakistan means it can be easily transported to India. From India, it can be transferred vice versa. This sulfur dioxide is released from burning of any organic matter, even wood material, any biomass or plant material, including human body. What you people said, that is correct, oil and petroleum. But all are emitting, but the major source is burning of coal only. Where people are burning much coal? Where the coal burning is more?
Thermal power plants.
Thermal power plant only. So in thermal power plant, coal is only the fuel material for generating electricity, which depends the quantity of sulfur dioxide emission into the atmosphere, which depends on what kind of coal the people are using. As I said in the last class, there are different types of coals are available. On the basis of carbon content, in the ascending order, coal, peat is less content, then lignite, then bituminous, subbituminous, anthracite, semi-anthracite, and anthracite. This type of classification is available for coal based on the carbon content. If carbon content is more, means the coal quality is higher. The anthracite coal is the toughest quality, that contain very less sulfur and moisture and oxygen, and it is going on the descending order. What I said, from the anthracite to peat, the carbon content is reduced, and also the sulfur content is started increasing. In India, in many places, lignite based power plant only is available. In Tamil Nadu, Lignite Corporation, Neyveli Lignite Corporation. In Telangana, somewhere coal power plant is available. Anyone can answer to me? In Telangana, coal based thermal power station is available. Where it is available?
Kottagodam.
Kottagodam, excellent. What coal they are using?
It's Singareni. From Singareni they are getting the coal.
Yeah. Singareni is the name of the place where exactly they are generating. Type of coal, what type of coal they are using?
Is it anthracite, madam?
Anthracite, no sir. Anthracite is we are getting means we will export, so we became a richest country in the world.
Correct.
Because that is that much demanded product.
Correct.
Lignite only.
Okay.
And sometimes they are getting subbituminous also, but most of the time they are using lignite only. But wherever thermal power plant is there, don't think that there only the sulfur dioxide problem is there. There may not be there also, that is true, because it can be transported from 0 to 100 kilometers within 4 days. We all aware of that. This sulfur dioxide is one of the major pollutant which is released by many industrial process. And this sulfur dioxide photochemical and catalytically very active and reactive with other pollutant or normal atmospheric constituents in the atmosphere, and which forms both sulfuric acid and salts of sulfuric acid also. And as I know that this effect of the sulfur dioxide and its deposition as in the form of sulfuric acid which maybe they were far away from the source. And for example, because of this problem, which is transported from 1,000 kilometers, the sulfur dioxide emission became an international issue, which affecting the countries by the sulfur dioxide, which may not have the pollution source of the same thing. At the same time, this sulfur dioxide is highly irritating us, and if it is present excess in the atmosphere more than 1 ppm, means we have started giving adverse effects to the men, animals, plants, and materials, and also which is damaging the various gaseous air chemicals. Along with that, sulfur dioxide sometimes which makes sulfur dioxide also with half molecule of oxygen. And if the concentration is available 1 to 5%, and it combined rapidly with the moisture or water molecule in the atmosphere, which makes sulfuric acid. And there are two forms of sulfuric acid forming. One is dry sulfuric acid, another one is wet sulfuric acid. And this both are giving very severe effect to the atmosphere. And more than 90% of anthropogenic are the sulfur dioxide emission from the Europe, North America, India, and Far East. They are all especially from the burning of this coal only. And in 1970, people have reported that over the emission of sulfur dioxide in many industries is started decreasing. That mainly reason due to the changing of fuel consumption pattern. That means nowadays people have developed the technology which removes the sulfur from the coal content, and also they are substituting some other fuel material instead of high sulfur content coal. These are all the reasons. After the middle of 19th century, the people have reported that the emission of sulfur dioxide from the coal sources reduced substantially. And this both wet and dry sulfuric acid gives acid rain. Actually, that dry sulfuric acid will be deposited on the plant material on the leaves as in the form of particles, which closes the stomata of the plant leaves, which reduce the respiration process as well as the photosynthesis process. If it is existing for quite a long time, then the plant started dying if you are pouring enough water also. This wet sulfuric acid, when it is existing, when the condensation or precipitation process is come, the way it is gives in the form of acid rain. Sometime this dry sulfuric acid droplets also will be washed out by this rain. So anyhow, both the form of acid, when it combined with the rainwater, the acid water, pH of the rainwater is started decreases, which gives more acidity. That's why nowadays people are using many distillation unit in industry and research institute, even academic institute for making distilled water. Earlier days in 18th century and all, if it rains, people used to run away to take the rainwater, to catch the rainwater. In villages, people have used that water for cooking purposes. In this kind of research industry, research organization and academic activities, people have collected this water for their laboratory purposes. They thought that time the quality of water is good, and when they had checked the pH was neutral. So they were comfortable to use that water for their industry process and all research activities. Nowadays, it is not. Even if they want to get the rainwater also, initially 5 to 10 minutes, when the big heavy rain it comes, when they are leaving the water as it is, because it may contain dust, this, that, acid particle. When they have collected and checked the pH also, it was in acidic pH. So first few minutes and about 10 to 50 minutes, they leave the time, they won't collect the water. After that, they started collecting the water. After removing all these acid droplets, then they collect the water, check the pH is good. So this is the way this acid, sulfur dioxide, which affects the environment. Are you clear now about the sulfur dioxide?
Yes, madam, it is clear.
Okay, the class is going to be terminated. Let it be continue or hello?
Yeah, continue.
Same subject will continue or we'll jump into another subject?
As you wish, ma'am.
As you wish, ma'am.
Anything is okay for me. You people are interested in this. I will explain continuously.
Take other subject, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, take other subject, because these things we have done in first year also.
Really?
But, it was really refreshing, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, okay. Sure, okay. Then I will share the slides to you people. There and another subject is on water and wastewater treatment. In that we are now in the third unit. That is characterization, water quality of water. I will share the slides to in the group. People get it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can share the slides in the group.
Yeah. 1 second. No, you people are knowing something already means you please tell me, we can jump into the next topic. Okay, unnecessarily we don't waste our time. Many important things are there to teach from my side. Many important things are there to learn from your side. Got it? You people have to come.
Ma'am, we can go to another topic, ma'am. No issues. Whatever is important you feel, just tell us, ma'am.
Now, whatever I taught in that air pollution control technology, what are the types of pollution? What is meant by pollution? What are the types of pollutant? And the characterization of pollutant, what I have explained, it's very important. You open up your old question paper, you can see without in that question, no question paper at all. You got my point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you please make a note. This is very, very, very important, whatever I spoke. And another thing is structure of atmosphere in some of the question paper they've asked. So
Yes,
these important questions are there. Most probably 99% these two questions, any one or both the questions will be there. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you very much, ma'am.